Welcome to a Video Game Mania Special Edition to take a look at one of the exciting video game stores in New York City. This is the Nintendo World Store, one of the best video game stores in New York City. And now, here's your host, Mike.
Hey everybody! What's up? Welcome to another Video Game Mania Special Edition. And we're coming to you on location in New York City to explore Nintendo World Store. Located at Rockefeller Plaza next to the NBC News building where the Today Show was produced. As I'm here, we're going to take you on an exciting tour of Nintendo World, learn about Nintendo history, provide hints, tips, and tactics for a Nintendo game, and review one of the greatest Nintendo Wii U games of all time. And so, without any further ado, let's go to Nintendo World Store. Follow me.
Here we are in New York City. We begin in Times Square, in Midtown Manhattan, New York's finest place for shopping, dining, and entertainment, and Broadway. Keep walking down Times Square and make a right turn on the east side of Midtown Manhattan till you come across Radio City Music Hall. Make another ride through the Radio City Music Hall until you come to Rockefeller Plaza, next to the NBC News building. On the west side of the NBC News building, walk down to the end of this road, and on the right side, you will find the Nintendo World Store, which is just ahead. Almost there. Here we are. This building has been occupied as Pokemon Center. Until 2005, Nintendo World took it over. Of course, there's a lot of surprises inside this store. Now, let's walk right in. Here we are, we're inside the Nintendo World Store, New York City. Wow, to many fans, it's like Nintendo Heaven, which is a Japanese meaning. And all of Nintendo fans and enthusiasts are welcome to shop here for some games and other collectibles and accessories.
Don't you think it looks so familiar? Well, before we explore further, here's a look at Nintendo history.
In 1889, Nintendo got started by selling playing cards called Hanafunda, which is very popular in Japan. Fast forward to 1979 and 1980 as Nintendo released Game & Watch, which has became popular in the handheld. Fast forward to 1985, and the first ever video game console by Nintendo is called the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. It was released in the United States in 1985, as it has been saved from the video game crash of 1983. When people yell Nintendo, it defines the word classic. The video game playing is just awesome, including Super Mario Bros. It has become so popular as the best-selling video game console in the world, from Toys R Us to other toy stores such as Lionel's Playworld. and even KB Toys. People love shopping for Nintendo games, and they love to play with their family and friends, and they even get help from the video game counselors back in the days. Our good old Nintendo president, Howard Phillips, the president of the Fun Club, overseed and which Nintendo game should be released in the United States next. A lot of kids love playing Nintendo. Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3 are instant Nintendo classics, and also includes The Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link. A lot of people love buying these games, and it quickly sold out in a matter of hours and a matter of days. The most popular best-selling Super Mario Bros. Really sold out in hours and minutes. Where would a lot of people buy Super Mario Bros. Nowadays? That cartridge is kind of rare. But, of course, kids love playing Super Mario Bros. And they each take turns in two-player mode. And all of those greatest NES games like Kung Fu, which is so popular, and Zelda, which became the next Nintendo's mascot, and Nintendo also had a share of sports games like tennis and ice hockey, even Punch-Out! But of course, a lot of people love Mario and Luigi, the best video game mascots of all time. Nintendo TV commercials was also a hit, gearing towards children who really want to play some more Nintendo games, and they like playing it at toy stores and video game specialty stores. Yep, that's a good old Mario mascot where everyone is rooting for Mario in the Super Mario Bros. 3 commercial. In 1989, Nintendo released their first portable gaming system, the Game Boy, which you can play anywhere you want to go. Like in this footage that I saw back in Toys R Us in the 1990s. And it is great with portable gameplay, starting with a black and white or black and greenish type of gameplay on the Game Boy with no backlighting system on it. This is one great gameplay that Nintendo could achieve. In 1991, Nintendo released a second video game console, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Contains 16-bit graphics and much more better video game music and sound effects than the old NES. Wow! The 16-bit era has begun for Nintendo. Just like the Sega Genesis already got a head start with the 16-bit era. But of course for Super Nintendo, these video games were so awesome and popular. I played it most when I was a kid. After all, this really brings me back good old memories like the good old Super Mario World. And of course, this Super Mario All-Stars, which is one of my all-time favorites, much better than the classic NES ones. And I even love Street Fighter 2, and the first Super FX game, Star Fox. Oh, I really like the way how Super Nintendo made this kind of games. Who couldn't forget about this classic Donkey Kong Country? And even Wario has made its way into gameplay. Like Wario's Woods. That Super Nintendo game should have been released on the Wii Virtual Console download, but hopefully it'll be released on the Wii U. And also that classic RPG game on the Nintendo, Earthbound, which is on the SNES. Also very popular to this day. Fast forward to 1996, and Nintendo has released the third video game console, which is the 64-bit era, the Nintendo 64. Even the Nintendo 64 kids were so excited that they got Nintendo 64 for Christmas. Check out this clip. Nintendo did such an awesome job making these 64-bit games like Super Mario 64, everybody's favorite. And that F-Zero got much better on the Nintendo 64 with cool music and awesome gameplay. Even some other third-party titles like Mischief Makers also got its 64-bit with awesome graphics and sound, just like it should have been on the up-to-date Super Nintendo. Cruisin' USA is an arcade hit, and it appeared on Nintendo 64. Even Star Fox got its Nintendo 64 title as Star Fox 64, which is an updated version like on the Super Nintendo. Star Fox 2 didn't release it on the SNES, but instead we got this Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo 64. And some good old classic arcade hits like Rampage World Tour also made its 64-bit debut. It sure is an instantaneous classic arcade game. And of course Paperboy got its update from the original arcade counterpart. And at least everyone deserves a cheer for the 64-bit era. In 1996, Pokemon debuted in Japan and released it in 1998, and the Pokemon craze of the United States in 1999. In 2001, it opened Pokemon Center in Rockefeller Plaza in New York City. And in the same year, Nintendo GameCube was released in the United States. It has awesome Nintendo GameCube titles like Animal Crossing, which has been released also on the Wii, the DS, and the 3DS. Hopefully this will remaster on the Wii U. And who couldn't forget Super Mario Sunshine, another exciting Mario classic on the GameCube, where you restore the vacation paradise from the awful ink of Bowser and the clone Mario, even Bowser Jr. Who couldn't forget this unforgettable GameCube titles like Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg from the makers of Sonic the Hedgehog. After Nintendo was now friends with Sega, just like Mario and Sonic, who used to be enemies before, they now became good friends. This exciting, awesome gameplay, scrolling screens, surround sound, and awesome graphics, which eventually evolved into a CD quality gameplay, just like it debuted in 1993, or the early 1990s. And oh yes, Luigi's Mansion became so popular in the GameCube franchise, it became a hit to every Mario fan who loves playing Mario games. This sure is an awesome game. In 2005, Pokemon Center became Nintendo World Store, which I'll be showing to you in just a moment. In 2006, Nintendo released another video game console called the Wii, which solves the couch potato problems for people to get up and go with it. Like doing some workouts and playing sports with this gaming system. This footage from New York City's Toys R Us, where the first Wii console was sold to the person who is first in line, who is also a Nintendo enthusiast. Wow! The craze was sweeping the nation, as the Wii is one of the best-selling Nintendo consoles ever. It has quickly been sold out in late 2006 until around 2008, when the Wii is available to everyone now. Wow, the Wii is one of my favorite video game consoles of all time. I still play with it with one of the greatest Wii games. Take the new Super Mario Bros. Wii, for example, is actually a similar game like the one on the Nintendo DS called New Super Mario Bros. Wow, it even finally brings the classic Super Mario Bros. To the TV screen with a new twist. Just like that, a lot of people can work out with the games like the Wii Sports and the Wii Sports Resort, and even my favorite gameplay, EA Playground. Of course, you can control with your Wii remote of your movement and action, like controlling movements, and even pressing buttons to catch balls, and even other things. And you can even use your Wii remote to swing like a sword. Wow, it makes you feel good. It's like working out, getting out of the couch, and doing something. After all, one of my favorite games on the Wii is based from the classic NES game of the late 1980s, A Boy and His Blob. Yes, indeed, this video game is much better, and it's much playable to control a boy and his blob. And even the blob has different styles, just like I talked about in the previous episode of Video Game Mania, that I already reviewed that game and talked about it earlier. Nevertheless, the Wii also has its great gameplay and great movements with nunchuck controller, a zapper, and even the Wii wheel, just like you're driving a car. And you can even do cool things with the Wii remote and other accessories as well. In 2012, Nintendo released the Wii U, which is an update to the Wii. Of course, the Wii U is also popular too, and best-selling game console of all time. Now people can play back and forth between the Wii and the Wii U, like my favorite game, the Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, which is way much better. And now, without any further ado, it's time to explore Nintendo World Store, New York City, where we can talk about all things Nintendo and its merchandise there.
Oh, look at that. Everyone's playing good old awesome video games. Super Mario World, Mario Kart 8. So many games, so little time. All here. So many of them, including Splatoon, is the coolest game on the Wii U. And yes, Hyrule Warriors is awesome as well.
Fossil Fighters.
Okay, taking a look inside here, you can see they have all sorts of little 3DSs on little stands for you to play on, which is great. They have all the new games they're trying to promote, which is fantastic. And it's a great way of trying out new games. I mean, if I had this in my neighborhood, man, I'd be there like all the time. Like every day I'd probably be going there, driving them nuts. You can see here they have lots and lots of great 3DS games. All the big titles always in stock. I don't think they even have security cases, but they do have a guard like at the door, which is kind of interesting. I didn't really notice any like shady people, or I can't imagine people shoplifting from the store, but anyway, I guess it does happen. But it's strange that like the games are not in like security trays like a lot of retail stores. Then moving on along here, you can see there's some cool mugs and stuff, Luigi mugs, Donkey Kong mugs. I didn't buy any because I was afraid they might break in shipping. They have this little lounge area, but I'll come back to that. POS is nice and clean, lots of nice graphics and stuff. Monitors, man, you can play all the new games. Then going over here, we got some cool Link plushies of different types. We got Princess Zelda, Link, lots of little collectibles. They have these box sets of Zelda which have like statues in them, which are really cool. I've seen these at GameStop before, so it's not like a Pokemon Center exclusive, but still pretty awesome. Little wallets and stuff. I know my friend Celeste would love one of those. Lots of other cool stuff. Just really a fun time. I wish I would have got that Kirby Japanese shirt. I should have bought that, but I didn't. That might be kind of a miss on my point. Maybe I'll order it or something later down the road. Lots of cool stuff. Cute little Kirby shirts, classic Nintendo shirts, N64, Super Nintendo. I mean, the classic systems having their own shirts is really pretty amazing. And like some cool like slice of life ones. There's like Link in Central Park, Mario in New York. Those are pretty cool. Mind picking up one of those down the road maybe. And then checking out, there's more Zelda stuff, classic cartridge, Link on a horse, Princess Zelda in white, stained glass kind of Link thing, or well, yeah, Link thing. Zelda hoodie, really nice thick straps. I like that. I just wish it was a zip up. More Zelda stuff. I mean, they really have lots of Zelda stuff. I guess they're on a Zelda t-shirt kick. More classic systems, Game Boy, Super NES, like lots of cool stuff. Neat graphics around the top of the store too. You can see like all the Mario graphics and stuff make the place really fun.
My favorite section is The Legend of Zelda. Here's a brief history of The Legend of Zelda.
Coming up next, we'll explore more of Nintendo World Store, plus we'll provide hints, tips, and tactics for Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U. It's a totally awesome game, not to mention a video game review of Splatoon. An awesome ink fighting game there is. Plus, we'll look at the Nintendo New York Store in 2016 as Video Game Mania Special Edition continues.